The last scale on the sector is called the line of tangents. It's also on the back side and is designated with the T. This scale is used for chair making when you have compound angles where the legs join the seat. We can take the rake and splay and find the sightline and resultant angles. We'll use the illustration out of the book that comes with the sector. What we have here is a typical chair. Viewed from the front, the angle of the leg to the side is called the splay. And viewed from the side, the angle of the legs to the front and back is called the rake. In order to drill the holes for the legs, what we need to do is find the sightline angle, which is the angle at which the leg lines up across the seat, and also the resultant angle, which tells us how far down to hold our drill when we drill the hole. What we can do is, if we know the splay and rake angles of a chair, which we should, we can easily find the sightline and resultant angles using the sector, a pair of dividers, and a bevel gauge. The first step is to set the outside edges of the sector at 90 degrees, either using the C-scale or a large square. Let's do an example with a 10-degree splay and a 12-degree rake. It's important to note on this lower arm here, the tangent scale is the inside line. This outside line is the C-scale. You want to be sure not to get those mixed up with your dividers. The inside line here has hash marks every 5 degrees that correspond with the numbers up here. I'll set my divider on the vertical leg for the splay at 10 degrees and the lower leg at 12 degrees for the rake angle. Next, while holding our dividers at the 10 and the 12 location on the T-scale, we'll take a sliding bevel, lining it up with the vertical edge and across the 2 points of the dividers. If this board was a chair seat, with this being the front, this is the location of the leg hole, I'd take that preset bevel gauge flush with the front and draw a line from the center of the hole out across the seat of the chair. This gives me the sightline angle, so when I tilt my drill down to drill this hole, I have something to reference to get the proper rake and splay. Finding the resultant angle uses the same setup. We still have our sector at 90 degrees. We still have our divider set for a 10-degree splay and a 12-degree rake. What we're going to do with that setting is place one point of the dividers in the pivot point, and then on the scale here, we'll just visually read what angle it displays. It's 15.5 degrees. With our bevel gauge set at 15.5 degrees from vertical, we can now set it on the sightline angle. When we drill this hole, we'll line up with the sightline angle and the bevel gauge when we drill. That will give us the proper rake and splay on the chair leg. This concludes our series on the sector and its uses. We hope it was helpful and useful to learn how much can be done with just a few simple tools. Thanks for watching.